Hi, my name is Craig. I'm with Colton RV, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2020 Thor Magnitude. This floor plan is the BH35 and this is built on the really beefy Ford F5 chassis, powered by a 6.7 liter Power Stroke engine, 330 horsepower, 750 pounds of torque. It's going to have a 10,000 pound tow capacity. It also has a 6-speed automatic transmission, SelectShift. The Magnitude is considered a Super Class C, and that generally refers to Class C motorhomes that are over 35 feet. So the Magnitude, this particular floor plan, has the full wall slide, and Thor built a very strong platform made of structural steel, and they have to be able to support these kinds of slides. Thor uses more steel in their framing, in the chassis, than just about any other motorhome company out there. I just visited the factory a couple of months ago, and I was amazed at the amount of steel that they use. They also use a 3-track system to make sure that these slides go in and out smoothly and without any problems. Another feature on the Magnitude is a molded fiberglass front cap. The roof is a one-piece TPO maintenance-free roof. So you don't have to treat the membrane. All you have to do is check your seals a couple of times every year, and you're good to go. If you notice, the vehicle has front rear and side cameras. So these cameras come in really handy, like if you're on the thruway and you're looking to change lanes. You activate your blinker, and it's going to activate the appropriate camera. If you're going to the right lane, this camera comes on, and you can see literally everything from here all the way back, so you don't have any blind spots. And here you have a pass-through storage made with rotocast material. So that's very, very tough. If rocks ever come up and hit it or anything like that, it's not going to crack. It's got a drain plug in it. If sometimes people will throw beer and ice in here or what have you. Right here you have a Xantrex 1800 watt full coach inverter, and what that does is it takes power from your bank of house batteries, 12 volt power, and it inverts it, makes it into 110. So while you're driving down the road, you can plug things in like cell phones and chargers and watch your television, run your microwave without having your generator on. So it's a really nice feature to have. This also is equipped with an outside entertainment system with I think this is a 32-inch flat screen TV and a sound bar. This also operates on remote control, and you can Bluetooth tether that to your phone or tablet and operate it from the campfire. So it's kind of a nice thing. All right, here's another large storage area. This is great. People sometimes can get those bikes that you can take the front tire off. You can get that kind of stuff in here, golf bags, all sorts of things. This is going to be another pass-through storage, and you can get all sorts of things in there. Possibly a kayak, I've seen. This is a fitting so you can plug in a propane connection for an outside grill. Another nice feature on the Magnitude is it's a molded rear cap, fiberglass cap, which gives it a nice aggressive looking design. It just makes the vehicle look really nice. This is also equipped with a 10,000 pound hitch receiver with a 7-way, and again that'll tow up to 10,000 pounds. There's a camera mounted up here which will go on while you're driving, so you can see what's behind you if you're towing a vehicle or what have you, or if you're going in reverse trying to back into a spot. Very nice to have with these. This is, because you have a rear bathroom, you're going to have a rear black tank. And this is where you actually empty that. This is a black tank flush, where you can flush out the tank after you've emptied it. It has a series of sprayers in it that totally cleans out any residue and makes sure that you don't have any odors going down the road. This is a city water connection. When you hook a hose up to that, it self-pressurizes the system and gives you continuous water. Down here is your 50 amp connection. This is where you're going to hook up the shore power. And that is your park cable connection for cable TV. This is your rear fuel tank fill, which holds 40 gallons of diesel fuel. There is also a front one which holds 28 gallons of diesel fuel for a total of 68 gallons. This is your 50 amp power cord. It's a soft cord, so it's very flexible even when it's cold out. And that just hooks into there, plugs into your power outlet at the campground. This is the exhaust for your furnace. It's operated by propane, and you're going to use this in situations where it's high 30s and less. This is your other part of your wet bay and your termination valve. You have an outside shower with a hot and cold on it, and that allows you to, do all sorts of things, clean stuff off. People will clean their pets off, clean the insides here. And then this is the termination valve where you empty your gray tank and your front black tank. This is also equipped with a Onan 6,000 watt diesel generator. It is a quiet diesel generator that is operating right now. When you're in the coach, you can barely hear it running, and that's one of the nice benefits of a diesel coach. Diesel generators are extremely quiet, and they're very fuel efficient. They use about a third of a gallon per hour, roughly. Okay, this is your tankless hot water heater by Gerard. So it's an on-demand system. Whenever you turn on the water inside, as long as you have water coming into the coach, it's going to provide you with instant hot water. This is where you're going to fill up your propane tank. And I believe this is 96 pounds of propane, which will power your furnace. It can power the stove, things like that. The system over here is the hydraulics for your jacks and This is the cockpit, and there's a couple of cool features over here that were easier to cover. Right here you'll see a little screen, circular screen with 2 lines on it. That is what they call a Mobileye collision avoidance system, and essentially it tells you how bad of a driver you are when you first start using it. Whenever you migrate out of a lane, it's going to give you a little audible warning and a flash and remind you that you just veered out of your lane slightly. It also will tell you if there's somebody coming up on a blind spot and warn you from doing something like that. It also watches for pedestrians or vehicles in front of you that are getting too close, and gives you a series of audible warnings and visual warnings via lights. It's a very nice system to have. The 5500 chassis, you can kind of see it over here. It has a built-in brake controller, which is a nice feature to have. You don't have to worry about adding it. This is also a VIP smart wheel, which allows you to operate different functions in the dash, message centers, the stereo system, and things like that. This also is equipped with adjustable pedals, which is a really nice feature. Really nice feature. If you're shorter, it allows you to bring that in so you're more comfortable driving. There's an emergency start switch up here, which is a really handy thing to have because you've got 2 sets of batteries in a coach like this. House batteries and engine batteries. And if you accidentally leave something on and you go to start it and you can't start it, the battery's dead. If you hold that switch, it jumps the house batteries to the engine batteries, energizes those so you can start the vehicle and be on your way without calling for a jump. Really nice thing to have. Let's take a look at the inside. Okay, couple of things. Right when you enter here, this is a 12-volt main power disconnect. This will isolate your house batteries and allow when you're storing it for let's say, and it'll cut the batteries off so there's nothing that's going to draw energy from them and make them go dead. The inside of the coach is operated with a multiplex system, which essentially gives you a series of little control panels like this, and it reduces the amount of wiring. So each of these panels essentially have 1 wire going to it to control the operation of all these different things. You know, like if you just look here, you got the ceiling lights, the stepwell lights, the cargo lights, the awning, extend and retract the awning, the master on-off switch, all by 1 wire. So it reduces the amount of potential electrical problems and makes repair very, very easy if there ever is a problem. This is the interface for your full coach inverter. So this again is the control center that while you are driving or you're somewhere without power, this will convert your 12-volt power from your batteries and make it 110 so you could use things inside the motorhome. This is also prepped for solar. This is a 30 amp solar charger controller, and it's all prepped and ready to go so you can add panels whenever you want. And that helps keep your batteries topped off. Now, up here you have a sleep area, and this is the equivalent of about a queen bed. And this part is removable so that you can enter into the cab or enter into the house of the area easily. But when somebody is sleeping up here, this has a hard surface and it covers this and makes your bed. Right here is a 42-inch TV, I believe, and it's on a power swivel, which can come out. So when you're sitting at the dinette, you can watch the television while you're eating or on the couch over here comfortably. This is also equipped with a booth dinette, and they call it a dream dinette. So there's actually a little lever under here, and if you flip that, this whole table slides down, and then you take these two cushions and put it in the middle, and it makes like a single bed. Good for you know, a teenager or a couple of small kids. Another really neat thing about this coach is it's got the Winegard Connect 2 system. So basically what that is a onboard internet router. So you can get plans from them, or you can actually get a SIM card from like Verizon or T-Mobile, which is about $10 a month or so typically, and it'll go into the Winegard Connect, and then it will get 4G internet wherever you have cell service, wherever you can get it with your cell phone. It will provide 4G data into the coach, encrypt it, and you've got the passwords and everything, so it's secure. So it's a really, really nice system. This is your induction cooktop. So this is actually a combination induction and propane cooktop. But the induction uses electromagnetics. Basically, you can use any type of a pan that you can stick a magnet to. And the thing about induction, like if you're boiling water, it heats the entire pot evenly. If you do that on a regular stove, you have a hot spot on the bottom and the sides are somewhat warm. In induction, it's all the same temperature, so it boils water like that. It's kind of a neat thing to have. This is a convection microwave. So not only is this a normal microwave, but it also acts as a convection oven. So for instance, you know, if you went to cook chicken fingers in a normal convection or a normal microwave, by the time it's done, you can bounce them off the floor. With this, it'll actually come out crisp and brown. It's really an amazing thing. If you look around the cabinetry, and these are beautiful. This is all solid hardwood cabinetry. You know, your styles, your doors, edges, the trim, all solid hardwood. Hidden hinges, really beautiful, beautiful cabinetry. In here, you have a little alarm clock systems and like a home theater system as well. In here you have a nice big closet area with some tucked in full extension drawers. You can never have enough storage in a motorhome, so that's a good sized closet here. And then again down here, look at the full extension, 5-sided drawers, very well crafted, and again all solid hardwood. In here you have a king bed, and if you notice on each side of your nightstands, right under the nightstand, you've got 2 USB chargers. So when you're sleeping, you can be charging your cell phones and things like that. Back here you have your main bath. So this is your shower area with a skylight, and then you have an adjustable shower head to either have a hard or a softer flow, and a large vanity, and your toilet with the foot flush. You also have an exhaust fan up here, and if you notice, there's also an air conditioning duct here as well. which they forget sometimes. And if you notice down here, there's a heat duct. A lot of times you'll notice in some of these coaches, they will forget to put ducts in the bathrooms, and that can be a problem. Here's one of the highlights of this floor plan, which is a little half bath. And what that does is when you have company, or if it's the morning and everybody's sleeping, you don't have to go through the bedroom and bother the people in the main bedroom to use the bathroom, which is a great feature. This is your interface for operating your on-demand hot water heater. And those are very, very nice to have. If you've ever run out of hot water when camping, it's not real fun, especially when you're in the shower. And this is a residential refrigerator with a booby trap in it. So this is just like your home fridge. I think these have 10-year warranties on them, and they operate on 110, but they're very efficient. I think this operates for $40 a year, so pretty energy efficient. And this operates off of the inverter. There's another control panel right up here. This is an auto leveling jack system, which is a wonderful thing to have. So when you get to your destination, you hit the auto button and a series of 4 jacks come down, and it automatically computer levels the coach and makes a solid foundation so it's not rocking and everything else. And once that's down, then you're going to put your slides out and you're good to go. You're camping. I don't know. I think, oh, here. This is a jackknife sofa, which converts into a sleeper. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5, 6, 7, up to 8, depending on if you got young children. You can get a couple on here, but 7, 8 person sleep capacity. And this is the ultra leather, which is very, very comfortable. These are your jealousy frameless windows. So these open up kind of like an awning. So even when it's raining, water's not going to come in, yet you can get a great cross breeze. These are your MCD roller shades. So you have a screen, a solar screen, and then at night you've got a full blackout shade. And those are going to be on all of your windows. The windows are equipped with valances. And then you've got your little multiplex systems over here. Right here is a front skylight, which is really nice, especially if you're up here, you know. But you can open and close that with a press of a button. And you've got full privacy. The windows are frameless windows. They do have an 80% tint, so it's very hard to see what's going on in here unless it's nighttime and you've got the lights on. But during the day, you really can't see in them, too much at all. This is an infotainment center. You've got a 10-inch screen down here. Actually, that's a 7-inch screen on this one. But it has navigation. It's Bluetooth equipped, so you can hook your phone up to it. You can stream media to it. I believe this has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well. You also have some USB charging ports. Your climate control center, it's all integrated in the dash. Yeah, I don't know, let's take it for a test drive. All right, so I'm going to start putting the slide rooms in. And it's always good to do a quick check just to make sure everything's out of the way when the slides are operated. Actually, come on over here. This is your main interface of the multiplex system. So everything ties into this. And there's a series of icons down here. Home is the main screen, and it actually shows all the tank levels and your propane, how much you have propane. And on the old systems, you know, you would have empty, 1/3, 2/3, full. This shows you actual percentages of how full or how empty it is, which is a nice little upgrade. And then you can really control everything in this coach from here. If you look, open and close shade, that's your front shade. You can turn all the lights on or all the lights off with the press of a button. This also shows your level of charge in your house batteries and your chassis batteries. The generator, start and stop. And then right here it says AGS. That's something we should talk about. This system is equipped with an automatic gen start. So what does that mean? If you're out somewhere, let's say you're out by the Grand Canyon, you know, there are no places to plug this in, and you're on your own for a couple of days exploring. Well, you've got your batteries that you're using every day, which the lights are drawing from, and your fridge is drawing, and everything's drawing on this. So this auto gen start system monitors the voltage level of your house batteries. So as the batteries get taxed from daily usage and they start to go down, like right now it's at 13.5 volts. So once that goes down to about 11.8 volts, it's going to say, oh, wait a minute, batteries are getting low. And it's going to kick on the generator. It's going to run the generator for about a half hour or so and completely charge the batteries up to full, and then it's going to shut down again. And it's just going to maintain that cycle as you're out using the batteries until you run out of fuel for the generator, which, by the way, there's a safety for that. The siphon for the generator is about 1/4 of a ways up on the tank. So when you hit about a quarter tank, it's going to drop below the siphon for the generator, and the generator won't be able to start anymore. So it's not going to leave you somewhere stranded with no fuel, so you can't drive to get fuel again. But you know, when you own a coach like this, you know that you got to monitor your fuel and everything, and you know that's just part of owning an RV. But that system really takes the headache out of worrying about power, because it's all self-managed. You don't have to worry about monitoring anything other than, you know, make sure you got fuel, and when you start getting low, get to a station and fill it up again. So now that's your home screen. This is the setting for the auto gen start. So there's all sorts of things you can do with this gen start. Other than the voltage, you can set it for time. So let's say you go somewhere and you've got dogs and you want it to be 68 degrees in here, and you're not getting back until 5 o'clock. You can set it for 68 degrees and it will turn the generator on and off as needed to run the air conditioners to keep the temperature, which is it's a very nice feature. You can also just set it for time. You know, you're going to be back at 5 o'clock, set it to come on at 4:30, and it'll turn on automatically, run the air conditioning, And when you get back, it's nice and cool, but you haven't wasted all that energy using it all day. This is your lighting system, and it's got all the different things, all the different icons for all the different areas of the coach to turn the lights on and off. And some of these will have arrows on them, which are dimmers. So if you hold it, essentially, it'll dim certain lights in the system. Yeah. There's your hall light, and then you dim it back up again. And there you go. This is your climate control center. You've got 2 air conditioners on this, and you just set it for high, low, fan speed, or auto, and you set the temperature and you forget about it. The front one has a control for your furnace and your air conditioning. So if it starts getting cold, it's in the low 30s, you can hit your furnace, just set the temperature just like your house, forget about it, and it's going to manage the temperature, accordingly. Okay, you've got a number of fans in here. Up here is a fantastic fan, they call it. That's the actual brand. And those fans operate at a very high speed, and they move a lot of air very quickly. So they're very, very nice. But you can open and close those automatically, turn them on and off from this interface. This is your slide operation and your awning. So it gives you a picture of the motorhome, and extend and retract. So actually we are going to be retracting this slide right here now. So I'm going to hit the retract button. Oh, wait a minute, the engine's on. Oh no, we're good. Turn it off. The slide rooms are operated with a series of motors, 2 or 3 motors, depending on the size of the slide, and they're self-syncing. It's a very, very nice system. And then I'm going to be doing the same thing back here, retract the bedroom. Actually, I'm going to make sure this is closed first so it's not slamming while we're driving. Okay. Okay, slides are in, and we are ready to go for a drive. And then prior to that, you just want to check everything out, make sure everything is buttoned down so nothing's going to be flying around and opening and closing where it shouldn't be. Latched on the fridge. I'm going to do a quick check on the outside. Okay, so I checked all my compartments and everything is buttoned down. My shower door is buttoned down, and nothing should be rolling around here when we're driving. So up here, what looks like a rear view mirror is actually your camera. So that's giving me a constant view of what's behind me. And then when I operate my blinkers, I just put on my right blinker and it activated the camera over here so I could see everything down my right side. just to give you an idea how that operates. And then when it goes back to normal position, it goes back into rear view. Okay. These 5500 chassis are great driving vehicles. They are very, very smooth, and it's akin to driving a pickup truck. Unbelievably smooth ride. And the captain's chairs are an ultra leather, and it's very form-fitting. Very, very comfortable feel. You have extended mirrors with a split mirror design, so it helps to see wider angle objects as you're driving or backing up. One of the things that sometimes happen with RVs, when you go around a corner, you kind of feel a bit of a sway. I didn't feel anything when we went around that turn in this vehicle. I'm quite amazed. Very, very nice feel.
Do you need a special license to drive one of these?
In New York State, anything over 26,000 pounds requires what they call an R endorsement. And basically what you do, you go to DMV, you tell them you'd like an R endorsement permit, and you pay them $10, and they give you a permit. Then, whenever you are ready, you sign up for a road test, and I believe it was $17 when I did it. And they essentially drive you around the block a couple of times to make sure you're not going to, kill anybody, that you're a safe driver. It's the easiest road test I've ever seen. They tell you to go down the side street where there's no cars, and they ask you to stop the motorhome, and you stop it, and then the person gets out and they tell you to back up 50 feet, and you back up straight 50 feet, and then they tell you to parallel park it. But there's no cars anywhere, and they just tell you to get, about, within 4 feet of the curb, and you pass. So, I'd say, high 90% pass the R endorsement. Another thing about this chassis is the wheel cut on this. It's really amazing. I'm kind of lining myself up. It's going to be hard to see, but I kind of lined myself up with the edges of these yellow lines here. And I'm just going to turn my wheel all the way on this. And one of the things that's always been a setback with Class C's is the turning ratio, the wheel cut. Not with this. This thing turns like a Class A motorhome, where the wheels will almost go sideways. I ended up exactly where I started. I could have put a quarter next to this tire, and I would have ended up right next to that quarter again. That is amazing, an amazing thing to have on a Class C motorhome. They did a fantastic job with this chassis. It rides wonderful. The Mobileye will help you to become a better driver. You will start to notice things more, and it keeps you more aware of things.
So Craig, how long have you been selling motorhomes at Colton RV?
Oh, I have been at Colton now 14 or 15 years, and I love it. It's a great place. You know, we have a great culture here, and it's a family-owned business. They've had it for, they're in their third generation at this point, and they're good people to work for. And I'll tell you, I've never seen a company take care of their customers the way Colton has. I've seen them do a lot of things for people. They go above and beyond, and they really try to make it a welcoming experience for people. We sell a lot and cater to a lot of people from out of state. This past week we had 4 or 5 clients here picking up motorhomes from out of state. And people travel from states away because of our reputation, our pricing, and the environment here. We have a series of landscaped cement pads poured with hookups. So when people come to pick up their motorhomes, they get an orientation. It's usually a couple of hours, and a technician basically takes them through the motorhome inside and out, shows them how to operate everything, maintain it, and at the end of the process, the idea is to have the customer 100% comfortable with the operation of the vehicle. However, it's a lot to learn in a 2-hour session, so we always encourage them to stay overnight at our campground. And that kind of gives them the opportunity to operate the vehicle in a controlled environment where, if they forget how to do something, all they have to do is call us or stop in, and we'll come out and run through it with them again and make sure that they are 100% comfortable before leaving with their vehicle. And it's a really nice process we've got laid out, that's kind of evolved over the years. And Jim and Chris, the owners of Colton RV, have really, they've put a lot of investment into making a good experience for our clients. If you look over here, these are 3 of the spots right here. Poured cement pads, you got picnic benches, power hookups, water hookups, free wireless internet. It's a great atmosphere, and you've got a bunch of people here all learning together how to start using their motorhomes. And sometimes people make friends that they talk to for years to come and camp together and all sorts of things. But if you've given any thought into RVing, it is a wonderful way to travel. So many of the clients that come in, when you get to talking to them, they tell you how they've they remember camping when they were kids, and those are memories that stay with them their entire lives, and then they want to be able to share those same experiences with their children. So it's a great way to get out, get away from the cell phones and just go out and enjoy the nature and have some good family fun. So but if anybody ever has questions, please don't hesitate to call.
What number should they call, Craig?
I can be reached directly at 716-748-5730. Anytime, give me a call or a text or whatever if you ever have questions, or stop in, and we will take very good care of you. And as for this, I couldn't more highly recommend this vehicle. This thing, I am amazed. I've never driven a Class C that had that kind of a wheel cut on. I'm actually very amazed. It really makes having a Class C different Now, when it's that easy to navigate, I'm very impressed. Good job, Ford. Thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you soon.